tutorial, I'm going to show you how to modify the arrow wood laser vector file that we have to your Word, and then how to kind of put everything together so it's ready to go in your laser cutting machine. So now the fonts that we use in our projects are always listed in a PDF file that you can go to link to or buy. This is a nice font because everything kind of is connected. One of the things about this is once we get this done, we're going to erase away the part of the arrow that's not showing, you know, from here on, so it looks like it's connected by the word. So you want a font that connects. If not, you're going to do some modifying for that. So this one's set up with the word love. I can do the word family. And the other thing that's really great about it is I have it set up so that each of these are separate. So if you need to make it longer, you can. So you could take this part and, you know, move it out and make this longer if you need to. So that's really nice. Or you could even go smaller with the font and bring it in like this. Now this one's going to be a little bit tougher because of the dotted I. You're going to probably want to connect that, and so you're going to have issues with things like that. So just remember that. Okay. I'm going to do the word love because it's pretty simple. And this font I'm using, I actually added a stroke to it to make it weighted, because remember, the bigger you make this and the thinner your woodcut pieces, the less sturdy it's going to be. So you can even make it bigger with an offset path, which I might do here in a minute and I'll show you. So I actually might make it a hair smaller. And once I'm happy with where it's placed, like I know I'm going to be able to erase there and be good and there and be good, I'm okay with that. So what I'll go ahead and do now is take that and go to type, create outlines, and then you'll see everything has connectors, so it needs to all be merged together. So if we go to Window Pathfinder, we can bring up this Pathfinder option under Shape Modes, choose that first one there, and it'll connect them. But I have a stroke, remember? So I want to go into Object, Expand, and make sure both are checked, Expand, and let's hit that button again. So now everything is one shape and it's going to cut out together. But let's say we want to make it even thicker. What I would do now, and you want to be careful with adding too much of a stroke, because sometimes you get little weird jutted out little lines. But in here you can go to Object, Path, Offset Path, like I've showed you in a million videos, hit the preview, and you can actually start playing with this and see and make sure you don't get anything where you want some openings in those letters, right? So that could become a problem if you're not careful with that. But you can go thicker this way and play with that and say, okay. And again, select it and go to Object, Expand, and merge everything together into one shape. So you want to play with it enough that you're happy with that and the weight of it. Like I said, the bigger your wood piece, and the thinner those lines are, the weaker it's going to be. So I'm just kind of giving you that heads up. All right, so we've taken that already and we've expanded it and made it into shapes. And we're okay with everything, but maybe we need to move this in. Maybe we don't want it to be as long. Maybe we want to scoot this arrow piece in to kind of match here and here. So that's what's great about this, is that you can do that. So now the way I have the file set up is that these black lines here are engraving, and then these are cutouts. And the reason why I did them as a separate shape is that a lot of times in your laser cutter machines or your CNC machines, you can tell it to cut these first instead of the outside and then cut these, because sometimes there can be shifting in your laser cutter. And so when you cut those smaller pieces out first, it's just a guarantee that you're not going to get anything off, or it's not going to drop or do anything weird, so that it actually will cut through. So that's why those are separate. So what I would do now, once you've got everything how you want it, hold your Shift key and your selection tool and select both of those and go ahead and merge those two shapes together. That way they'll be on one layer when you bring it into, say, your Glowforge software. All right, so already we have that. So now what we want to do is merge all the arrow shapes together. So I'm just going to click on the lighter grays and hold my Shift key, hold back there and hold that one, merge those together. And I'm just going to go to Object, Arrange into Back. I'm going to make sure it's in the back. All right, so now let's talk about what we have here. We want this as a cut as well, but we want it merged with this, but we want to get rid of the stuff in between. So if we select this arrow here, I'm going to show you how you can come over here to the eraser tool or hit Shift E and go ahead. If you make sure your caps lock is not turned on, and you can increase the brush size. There's a couple of ways you could do it. In the strokes palette, by going up under Window and Stroke, you can increase the weight. Or I'm sorry, yes. I believe that's it. But what I like to do is actually use my paragraph keys on my keyboard. The paragraph left key will make it smaller, and the paragraph right key will make it bigger. So watch as I hold it down, how it makes that bigger. I can see how much I have there for my cursor. And now I can come in, while that background arrow is selected, start kind of erasing away paths here. So I want to get rid of everything from here to here. Okay, so now what I can do is merge, I could merge this background, and the shape here as one. Now they're two different colors, and that's fine, and it may change to black when we do this, but we want it to be one big cut. So now I'm just going to go ahead and hit the merge shape for that one. Now it's all black, so I can't see my engraving. So let's just make it a gray, not stroke, the fill. And go to Object, Arrange, Send to Back, so we can see everything. Okay, now we have everything ready to go. So when I save this as an SVG file, I go to File, Save As, and I just choose SVG, and I'm going to just make it like, you know, wherever I want to save it, and I say okay, I don't change anything. Now when I bring this into Glowforge, I have this as a layer, this is a layer, and this is a layer. And so normally what I would do is go ahead and engrave first, cut this, and then cut this. And now I have this like really fun arrow word that I can customize, and I could put different things inside of it, and I have the ability to change it around and do different things with it. All right, I hope that was